Am I on now? Thank you so much for your patience. Take two. We had a bit of a drilling going on here in Dubai. We're in this beautiful office, but it's after 5. So that's the time people start working on construction because Dubai is one of the dynamic city and they're still building it every day. So there's drilling going on. The timing is just off because it's my time to speak and they started drilling. So we had to send someone. Anyway, guys, excuse me for the interruption. I just couldn't focus. I just want to, really tell you what I needed to tell you. And what we were discussing was that we are all conditioned and we have different types of conditioning. And most of our conditioning was set that we should just take a 9-to-5 job. And that's why you could see the past leaders that spoke, especially Patman, and most of the leaders, they're just shouting their voice out, losing their voice, trying to break this conditioning or this wall of belief that we have. Is like an onion that we just sort of like rolled in one by one. So there's this thick covering that covered us. And so now we're just so conditioned to believe that I cannot be successful. So this type of conditioning needs to be broken down. And a 3-day VCon is not enough to break down this conditioning. Just as your upline and your leader would break it down from outside, this conditioning, this belief systems that you have that's keeping you from not going forward or not being successful, you also have from inside, from within, to start breaking it out as well, this belief system. And how do we do this? And this is what I want to talk about this evening. How do we do this? Then we must start setting up our own solid routine. I always believe in a solid routine schedule every day that I follow. And this routine is based upon really focusing on listing all the important things that I need to do to improve my life. So you need to wake up early in the morning. First thing in the morning when you wake up, take a shower, take a cold shower. If you could wake up 5, 6 in the morning, great. But don't allow the sun rising and you're still in bed. Why? Because the world started and you're still sleeping. You should try to follow a routine when you would do it exact same thing every day. And what are these things that you need to be doing? Improving yourself. And what is this improving yourself? Of course, physically, we need to be physically fit. So you need to have a routine of exercise every day. And the best time to exercise would be in the morning. So just to give you an idea of what I do, I wake up around 5 to 6 in the morning, depending on where I am. Of course, 5 in the morning, first thing I do is take a shower, cold shower. So I would wake up. I would immediately do my malas or japa or do my prayers, meditation, do my worship. Be grateful to, what God has given me. Be grateful that I'm alive today. But then, then after that meditation, I list down, right, all the things that I need to do. And it's not the urgent things. I focus on the important things. So I keep up always 2 lists. Important things. What are the important things? Of course, my health. Because without health, there's no wealth. Without health, there's no life. You don't want to live a life that you're not healthy, right? Being alive means being healthy as well. It's not about money. I met a guy the other day, okay? He's a billionaire, Indian guy. He was in the gym yesterday with me, okay? But he doesn't have the health. And he was telling me his billion doesn't worth anything for him. He could buy the best physician. He could buy the best doctors, best trainer. He brought him 2 trainers with him at the gym. But he said, Japa, what would I do with our money? Look at me. He has this muscle problem. But the point I'm trying to make is money does not make it. I mean, it's not it. It's your health. So following a routine. So you focus on your health, you focus on your, relationship that you need to be building, right? Focus on improving skills. I mean, learn a language. I would always put learning a language, 10 minutes every day. You learn a language. In a year, you'll be able to speak a language, another language, and it helps out in, making your brain fresh and always neuron firing in your brain if you're always using it. So you must follow this regular routine, like for networkers, right? Because if you don't, what happens, you're just going to allow your phone to use your time. So I always use a timer on my phone, which is really good. If any phone you have, there's always a timer, right? So if you want to watch news, I watch the news. I want to know what's going on in the world. I watch CNN. I put 10 minutes. As soon as the alarm beats 10 minutes, I'm done with the news. Anyway, the news repeats anyway. But if you don't put a timer, you just end up sitting there, okay, watching the news over and over, and you easily spend 30 minutes, 1 hour sometimes. Or even when you check your phone, don't check your phone first thing in the morning. You got to put your phone away, when you sleep, put your phone away and put a time when you check your phone. Sometimes you think, oh, there's something important. Oh, I must check what's going on in the world. You end up just watching videos, right? That would easily take 1 hour, 2 hours of your time away. So there are so many stealers of our time. And we think we're so busy, but in fact, we're wasting a lot of time every day, and social media is taking it away from you. Well, it's not really social media taking away. You're giving your time away to so many wasteful things. Netflix, okay, watching video. You know how the videos right now, they just pop in and you start watching, and then you watch the next one, you watch the next one. That's why there's a survey. I was just reading that generally most people are spending 4 to 5 hours a day on social media. This is a freaking addiction. And would it help you be successful? No. In fact, it makes you dull. Okay? So if you don't follow a routine, you'll end up giving this important, precious time that you have that could be going on your health, that could be going on developing your skill, could be going on, prospecting, building your business, that could be going on so many things that you could actually improve. And you would wonder, like people would say they're very busy, but they just spend 5 hours on social media. So what? That is busy. Then you won't be successful. Because success is all about consistency. Consistency of what? Doing exactly the same thing every day. You want to be successful, first thing you must develop is to be consistent, because consistency makes perfection. Anybody, if you want to learn a language, you have to be consistent learning it every day. You have to speak it. You have to read it. You got to make it part of your life. You want to learn something, you got to do that consistently, not just, okay, today, then whenever I remember again. You know what I mean? You want to read a book, you want to finish a book, read every day, even a page. That's why I used to teach. When always I have training, I would always remind our staff this, and I think I spoke about this some time back. The Japanese word for the Kaizen principle. The Japanese has this Kaizen principle wherein they're going to dedicate 1 minute of their time on a big task. Because normally when you have a big task, you think, oh, this is so overwhelming. I'll start it tomorrow. I'll do it next year. I'll do it whatever next month. You always try to put it away because it's such, like if you see a book, 1,000-page book, you're going like, oh my God, I'm not going to read that. But 1 page. 1 minute. 1 page. And you could start seeing every day you read 1 page. In 1 year, there's 375 pages. That's pretty much half the book. So the Kaizen principle helps you develop a routine, right? And like, of course, you're going to, Japa, this is ridiculous. Why 1 minute? I could put 10 minutes. Okay, fine. Do 1 minute. You know what I mean? Do 10 minutes. Do 1 hour if you could. But the point is, how do you develop consistency? Most people would immediately jump. Oh, I'm going to run for 1 hour. I'm going to do this for 1 hour. I'm going to do this for, they try to make a schedule, but they end up not doing it. Why? Because it's just too long. I just couldn't put my time into it. So it's better to start somewhere. Just like if you want to run, which you never run before. Okay, let's say you never run before and you want to run. So today, put on your shoes. Even how difficult it is, put on your rubber shoes. Even if you just kind of like walk around your house, at least you did that. Tomorrow, try to go outside. The next day, try a minute of running. And develop it. And next thing you know, in a month's time, in 2 months' time, you'll be running. And this is my experience, during my holiday, because my wife is a runner. So during my holiday, so I tried to run 1 minute. My God, I was like grasping and almost dying, but still, okay, I'll do it the next day. The next day, wow, I kind of like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And just before I left where I was, now I got to run 50 minutes. Non-stop. I said, hey, that's a new skill I developed during my holiday. But it's just about pushing yourself, always doing something consistently, pushing yourself. And that's what we do. So how do you become successful? You don't become successful like tomorrow. You start somewhere. You build somewhere. But the main point is you have to be very consistent. And how you would break all this wrong belief system is by creating new positive habits to replace the bad habits. Because bad habits that we have, bad thoughts that we have would always be there unless you replace it with new thoughts. So VCon, I know you've been taking notes and you've been hearing a lot of things, and a lot of these are empowering words, right? Like do it now, don't wait, you know what I mean? A lot of very empowering words. So what I did many, many years ago, I actually took that many empowering words that, I heard from many teachers, many mentors that I have, and I would write those empowering words and I would put it on my wall and read it every day. Because by constantly reading it, you're empowering yourself, because words are like mantras. They have the effect, just like they have the effect to uplift you and you become so happy and excited. And the same words could make somebody so depressed that they want to commit suicide. By the things I could say. Just like today, I could be saying like stuff that would just, make you miserable. And you would see this. I mean, you would experience this, sometimes with people around you when you get into some fights. They throw negativities on you, how you're such a this and that, and you start listening to it and you start somehow believing that you're like that, and it makes you depressed. But at the same time, powerful words, just like attending VCon. Why are you so happy and you're so excited? I'm just looking at all your videos and photos. You're just jumping up and down. You're so happy. You're motivated. Why? Because of the words that we've been throwing to you. And so this is really, what would make you successful. So, in fact, I I got this video and I want to play it. This video is about how he's talking. Anyway, I want you to watch this video. Okay, it's about how we think. How we think makes us. How we think, right? Pretty much the way we think would always make the kind of person we are. So I want you to watch this video, and after this video, we'll talk some more. Is the video ready? Yeah? Okay. Guys, play the video. It's your mind. The way you think. Isn't it amazing? Pretty much that it just speaks about most of us. Our condition, where we are right now, is how we think. Just like look at the example of the lion. It's a small cat compared to the elephant, but he's not thinking of his size. He acts the way he thinks. And what is his thinking? Oh, that's my lunch. So he's just going to attack. He's not worried about, no, I might get stomped. Oh no, the elephant is bigger. His muscle, he doesn't analyze. He's not analytical. You know, leaders they don't analyze too much. They just act because they know they want something. They just do it. And this is how we should think. So you may be like the elephant. We might be like the elephant. We might have the big degrees. We might have all of these things that could back up your intelligence, your size. But if you're thinking, I'm lunch, then your mind restricts you. He's a big elephant, but he's thinking he's small. Why? Because the way he's thinking. Now, you could see yourself in this. Very much. You know, like I remember, and Vijay used to tell me this story before. I don't know if it was Vijay or somebody. He said that he would be on a plane, okay? And he's sitting on economy. Okay, you know, when you're sitting on economy, the stewardess, like, okay, they shut this, there's this curtain that divides economy from business and from first class, right? So this guy was sitting on economy and he stood up. He said, what the hell? Who are the people on first class? Do they have like 2 heads? Do they have like 4 arms? Are they like better than me? What's the difference between me and them? Why are they sitting on first class? Why am I sitting on economy? So he goes up there. And he looks at the people sitting in first class. They have the same 2 eyes. They have everything that I have. Why are they sitting on first class? And why am I sitting on economy? That's what he was thinking. He said, because of what he was thinking. Those people sitting there, they think differently. So if you want to think, if you don't like your situation right now, you got to change the way you think. And this is what VCon is all about. We want to change the way you think. We want you to start thinking that you're going to be successful, because you are going to be successful. Because that's the whole purpose why we're here today, why we're talking today. I don't want to waste my time today talking to thousands of people around the world if I don't believe that you could be successful. Now, if we believe that you could be successful, it's not enough. You also have to believe that you can be successful. But for you to get to that stage, you must start changing the way you think. And this is really what it's all about. It's not about, the instruments. It's not about having a cell phone. When we started this business, when me and VJ we started with a pager. We didn't even have cell phones that time. We were so proud with our pager. I don't know if you guys even know what a pager is, right? When beep, 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 then we go to a phone and sort of call someone. That's how we were networking before. We didn't have cars. We were drawing. We didn't have offices. We didn't even have, Qnet at that time. We started networking basically on a tissue paper. It was just an idea that we started with. Let's do this. Okay, and we were of course, that time I was thinking like the elephant. Of course, I'm not an elephant, but I was thinking like an elephant, Vijay, how could we do this? We don't have the building. We don't have the office. We don't have the people. How are we going to do this? Vijay said, think it first. I remember we went to Hong Kong that time, and Vijay saw this tallest tower in Hong Kong at that time. There's the Central Plaza. And he told me, Japa, we're going to be there in that office. And I was looking at him, and I knew exactly how much we have in a bank account, because I was the first I was the first CFO of our company. And I was like, how can we afford that? I was thinking small. I said, how could we afford that? Vijay was saying, no, our office is going to be there. I was thinking, no, how could we afford this? He said, Japa, we're going to be there. So I said, okay, we're going to be there. So we went, we saw the office. It was very expensive. He took a bunch of cards, the picture of the tower with a calendar. He took it. Vijay took it, gave it to me because I was going home back to the Philippines the next day. And Vijay told me, okay, show these pictures to our top leaders, and in your next presentation, tell them our office in Hong Kong is at the Central Plaza of Hong Kong. And I was going, Vijay, isn't that lying? We're not even there yet. And he told me, Japa, you told me you're going to the Philippines tomorrow. Are you lying? I said, no, but I'm actually going. So what's the difference? I'm telling you, we're going to be at the Central Plaza. Am I lying to you? I said, no, but I was doubting. See, I was doubting. And you know what? We were at the Central Plaza. We got so many floors in Central Plaza that Central Plaza sort of kicked us out. You know why? Well, you know why they kicked us out of the building? Because there were hundreds of people coming into the lobby, signing, sitting on the floor, doing their presentation. And the management of Central Plaza says, hey, who are these guys? Why are they here? There's so many people. No, you got to go. But we left Central Plaza. We went to anyway, it's a long story. But the point that I'm trying to say is that because Vijay was thinking big and sort of inspired me to start thinking big. These were my first lessons, which I'm just sharing with you today. And so after that, I said, and there's so many other things. You know, even when we were at, I remember the Olympic 2000. Okay, and we were meant to be, VJ wanted to be the distributor of the Olympic 2000 coin. And we were in Hong Kong. And VJ was pointing to me, see where the Olympic committees are? They're in that lousy building. And we're here. They're on the 40th floor of this lousy building. And we are on the 64th floor. So we're going to get and be a distributor of that coin. So I was like, okay. And we got it. You know what I mean? We got it. So we started. The reason I'm sharing this to you, because we are here today because of small milestone of big thinking. Right? Even from the very beginning, when we were starting, BJ was telling me, get ready, because we're going to start traveling the world. He said, traveling? Like, I was like, no, we're just staying in this country. The sales is doing good. No, we got to go to other countries because if something happens here. So he moved. He moved to Hong Kong, and I was left in the Philippines with some of the networkers, and like, VJ, you got to be here. We got to focus. But VJ was like thinking big, structure. Why Hong Kong? There's a reason. Structure of company in Hong Kong, more international, right? So the point I'm trying to make is this. If you think we're successful today, okay, it's only because we were already successful from the very beginning in terms of the way we think. It's simply like that. So if you, and I was reading this, it says that if you think like a beggar, you'll be a beggar. And what's the thinking of a beggar? He goes from one garbage to another. That's how he thinks. So there, he remains a beggar. You want to think like an employee? 9 to 5. When is my next break? You're staying as an employee. You'll be an employee. Why? That's how you think. You want to be a manager? He would sort of like plan for the month, plan for 2 months. That's why he's a manager. But the president of a company, he would be planning 1 year, 5 years. And that's what makes him a president. But so when do you start thinking president? When you become president? No. The reason they become president, because they were thinking like this. And how does a king thinks? A king, he plans and think for a lifetime. And that's why he is king. Same thing with an emperor. They think for a lifetime, even past their generation. They think like this. But how do we get there? You should start immediately thinking from day one where you want to be. You should already start thinking right now. And this is what we tell our staff, our employees. We tell them, you want to be a CEO? Start thinking as a CEO right now. Not when you get the title. In fact, you would never get the title first. First you think. First you do it. Because what you think is what you act. And this is what we saw in the video. What you think is what you act. What you think is what you become. So this is a very important message I would like to relay to all of you. So this is a decision you would have to make. So look at the target. Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself? You should already start envisioning. Where do I want to see myself next year? Where do I want to see myself in 5 years? In 10 years? Think there. And you'll achieve that. And this is really what it's all about. So guys, thank you so much. I know we had a 3-day VCon is pretty much what we have for this virtual thing, but it should not stop here. You know, when you go back, and I always say go back because that's what we do when we when we do close. We say go back home. You're already home. I know you're already home, but when you start to reach out to the people, as many people as you could reach out, when you start to connect with them, please convey with them the same message, because our work is about educating people, breaking down the barriers that they have that's stopping them from being successful. Do not focus on the money. The money would come. Focus on building yourself. Focus on, because as soon as you start building yourself, you'll end up building the people that work with you. They would see, because you know, you'll influence. You be the influencer of the people around you. Be the leader that they would want to follow, right? Just like, you know, you would want to follow a leader. Who's the leader you want to follow? It's the people you saw, right? So if you want to be following such a leader, then should you not be one? Because you cannot expect people to follow you if you're not the leader that you even want to follow. You know what I'm saying? So mirror a leader that you would like to follow and create that story in you. Create, develop that character, develop the skills, develop what you need to develop to get there. And that's basically what would make you successful. So I wish you, of course, first, I always say this, I wish you all the failures in the world, because failing is but a stepping stone. Don't get discouraged in failing. Fail a lot, but don't do the same mistakes again. Fail, because only in failing that you'll be successful. So I'll sign off. Thank you so much, everyone.